Hi, Ben here from Pride in Fly Fishing, and today I'm really excited to show you the Mako lineup of reels. And in particular, I'm going to be reviewing this Mako 9600, which I think is their best model, and it's probably also their most popular model. But importantly, it's going to be pretty much the same as the rest of the Mako lineup. So if you've been curious about Mako reels, get ready to see how it stacks up to the competition. So like we always do with our reel reviews, we're gonna break this down into 5 categories. That's drag, spool, weight, ergonomics, and sound. And starting with drag, this is what Mako is best known for. You'll notice that if you turn this drag knob all the way, it has an absolutely insane amount of drag. I haven't put this on our universal testing machine yet, but you can barely even turn it. It is way, way up there. It might even be better than anything on the market. We'll have to wait for our tarpon shootout to see just how strong this drag is, but it is massive. Definitely more than you'll ever need for any species out there, period. The other important part about the Mako drag is that it is fully sealed. If you take a look inside this reel, you'll notice that there's just no way for water to get in. Again, we can't independently test and confirm this, but this is what has made Mako famous, and we're willing to bet that this is a very, very well-sealed reel. And last but not least, in terms of accessing that drag, this reel has about 1 full turn. It's actually just a little bit less than that. It's a very easy, smooth turning drag, and while I personally prefer 2.5 turns of drag, if you're a single turn guy, you're gonna love it. It's also very linear. So every little bit of turn there, you can definitely feel an incremental increase in drag. So probably given the amount of drag in this reel, you're probably not gonna turn it more than about halfway. So you're gonna have to be careful, especially if you're on light tippet fighting those fish. Up next is the spool, and this 9600 has a really good spool design. It is super narrow at just over 1 inch in width, and that's going to ensure that that line doesn't pile up as you're retrieving. It's also a really large diameter spool. So the inside diameter on this is about 4.5 inches, which is huge. And both of those things result in a massive 12 inches per turn of line pickup. That's gonna bring in that tarpon or that GT that much faster. Last but not least, in terms of capacities, this spool is gonna hold about 300 yards of 30-pound Dacron with an 11-weight line. Of course, if you're buying a Mako, you're probably gonna be putting something like Power Pro on this, which is what we would recommend for big game fishing anyway. And using 40-pound Power Pro, you'll be able to put on at least 400, if not 500 yards, again with that 11-weight line. Up next, weight, and this is where this Mako starts to lose some points. It comes in at a whopping 15 ounces, which is 5 ounces or 50% heavier than a Hatch 9 Plus, which has a sort of similar capacity. So definitely not a reel that you're gonna be wanting to do any blind casting with, because it will get very heavy or you will get very large arms. Up next is the sound, and the Mako has a sound on both the incoming and outgoing, which is exactly what we like. And I think it's a pleasant but slightly muted sound. Have a listen. Last but not least are the ergonomics. And I really like the handle on this Mako. It's big, it's wide, just fits your hand really well. And you can tell that if you had a really big fish, you would definitely be able to hold on to this, and it would be very comfortable throughout the fight. On the other hand, this drag knob is a little bit funky. I personally prefer drag knobs that are wide and easy to grip, like, say, the Nautilus CCFX2. This one really reminds me of the Ross Evolution. You kind of have to stick your fingers inside the drag mechanism to get it to turn. Now, on the Mako, this is a really easy drag to turn, so it's not a problem. But I can totally see, in the heat of the moment, you having to really be used to this reel in order to get that dialed just to where you want it. And while it's not one of our performance categories, the price is definitely worth mentioning. At $1,765, the Mako is definitely one of the more expensive saltwater reels on the market today. This Mako 9600, as well as the entire lineup of Mako reels, is available with free shipping from tridentflyfishing.com. If you have questions about this reel, leave us a comment in the box below or email us 24/7 at support@tridentflyfishing.com. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel so you don't miss out on any of our great upcoming rod and reel reviews. I'm Ben, thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.